You got to slow down because you're talking so fast. I can't understand you. I keep hearing all time, but that's all I'm getting.
You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. I'll have to sue the courthouse for 100-fold.
Mr. Goodman, I don't have to prove a damn thing to you, sir. If you're here on the,
you got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. My name is not those capital letters, so I'm an Israelite from the 12 tribes. So what I'm saying is I'm representing myself. That's all that needs to be said. I'm a human being. I'm a living man. I'm a living being. I'm not no cargo. I'm not none of that.
Unless you are a price on a can of beans, we don't need a barcode.
All right, guys, buckle up, because today's courtroom moment is wild. Judge Oakley is back in action, and once again, he's not holding back when it comes to dealing with a sovereign citizen. Honestly, no one checks these guys quite like Judge Oakley does. This time, the defendant is in court for assaulting his girlfriend, and, no surprise, he's pulling all the classic sovereign citizen tactics. At this point, it's almost like they're trying to lose. As you watch, I've got to ask, what do you think this guy's IQ is? Because based on his courtroom strategy, let's just say it's questionable. Let's get into it and see how Judge Oakley shuts this one down.
Are you ready on Goodman?
Well, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Goodman. Mr. Goodman asked me to tell you that the prosecutor in this case has no power of attorney over him. He's an Israelite. There's no grounds under the bar code this matter should be dismissed. I believe he may want to represent himself. You may ask for some clarification if you talk to Mr. Goodman, but that's what he told me to tell you.
Thank you. Mr. Goodman, are you requesting that you represent yourself on this matter? You're muted, Mr. Goodman.
What I'm saying is nobody has power of attorney law over me through the barcode. I'm the beneficiary. My name is not those capital letters, so I'm an Israelite from the 12 tribes. So what I'm saying is I'm representing myself. That's all that needs to be said, because that's what the law is. I got common law jurisdiction. It's a non-violent crime. So I push for it to be dismissed under the barcode.
Well, it's not going to be dismissed today. So simple question. Are you representing yourself from this point forward? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm counseling myself.
All right, Mr. Bowditch, you're out. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I said, are you planning on filing a motion, or would you like to set this case for trial?
I'm planning on filing a motion to dismissal because there's no grounds or no standing over my case, because nobody has power of attorney law to hear me, to even take this process even further. You got to prove that first. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me to hear this matter.
Okay,
I'm an Israelite.
What you're saying, but you don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about. You don't have power of attorney law. The prosecutor don't have power of attorney law. You don't have power of attorney law. It's under the barcode.
Mr. Goodman, please do not interrupt me. I'm trying to be polite.
Okay, it's under the barcode, though. This is what you signed up to do. You're a public servant. So
right, unless you are a price on a can of beans, we don't need a barcode.
Yes, I am. I'm a human being. I'm not a deity. I'm a human being. I'm a living man. I'm a living being. I'm not no cargo. I'm not none of that. It's under the barcode. Okay. This is the real law.
Come
you
here.
Have no standing or no ground.
Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date for your motion.
I'm only here to threaten cohesion.
Pardon me?
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
This guy is absolutely determined to hold on to all of his rights. Yes, even the ones that don't actually exist, like his so-called right to drive without a license. Let's be real. Driving isn't a right. It's a privilege, and it's regulated for good reason. That's just basic law. Now here's where it gets even stranger. He's suddenly claiming to be an Israelite. And honestly, it feels like a last-ditch effort to avoid being lumped in with sovereign citizens. But come on, it's pretty obvious what's happening here. Sovereign citizens have already been labeled a domestic terrorist group in the U.S., and now this guy conveniently switches up his identity. It just seems like a strategic move to dodge accountability for the same tired, baseless arguments we've seen time and time again. What do you all think? Is he just rebranding the same nonsense under a new name? Or is there more to it? Let's dive back in.
I can't understand what you're saying. I think you're too close to your mic.
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
I can't understand you, so no, I don't agree. I hear you're
Okay,
something all the time. but I don't know what you're saying.
Take me all the time. I want all my rights to take me all the time.
All right, I can't understand you. All right,
Okay.
Are you still living on border? Are you still living on border? Mr. Goodman, are you still living on border?
Ashley, keep yourself muted, please. Your child keeps crying. Thank you.
No, I live somewhere else. I moved.
All right, can you give me that address, please?
I stay at hotel rooms from time to time because I don't have no house right now. So I'm in staying in hotel rooms.
Geographically, where are you at today?
Detroit, Michigan.
All right. So my next pretrial date is when, Heather?
It is March 8th.
All right. So Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date on March 8th to file a motion. You file a motion, we'll hear it on March 8th. That's going to be in person.
Motion for dismissal?
Whatever you want to file a motion. You said you wanted to file a motion. So I'm giving you a hearing date for your motion.
What time?
We'll schedule that at 10 a.m. and this is going to be live. No Zoom.
All right.
I'm having trouble
All right.
with
I want all my rights to text me all the time. I'm only here to threaten confusion. I just want all my rights and text me all the time. And everybody just got to prove that they got power of attorney.
You got to slow down because you're talking so fast. I can't understand you. I keep hearing all time, but that's all I'm getting.
Okay, what I'm saying is for the dismissal, I'm about to put it in today. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law from you. I'm going to have to sue the courthouse for 100-fold.
Mr. Goodman, I don't have to prove a damn thing to you, sir. If you're here on the
you got to prove that you have power of attorney law over me. You don't have power. I don't care what you're talking about.
Over you, Mr. Goodman.
Yes, you do. You need power of attorney law to talk to me. You ain't got no ground. You ain't no standing. You ain't got no ground on understanding. I got the affidavit of truth right here. I got authenticate birth certificate. I got a letter of intent over here right now. I broke all my contracts with the government. I'm not those capital letters. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. My name is Israel. I'm an Israelite. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. You don't got no power of attorney law over me. I'm pushing for dismissal. I'm suing.
Here we go again. If you didn't already know, judges are protected by judicial immunity, meaning they can't be sued for the decisions they make on the bench. So when a sovereign citizen storms into court threatening to sue the judge for $100,000, it's not just pointless, it's laughable. That move has never worked, and it never will. What's even more mind-blowing is how these individuals commit obvious crimes and then act completely shocked when they're held accountable. It's honestly hard to watch sometimes. The lack of basic legal understanding on display here is staggering. And yeah, it's a little scary how common this is becoming, but don't go anywhere because we're not done yet. Up next, we're heading into his next hearing, this time with him already sitting behind bars. Why? Because, surprise, he missed his own court date. Let's dive in.
Try it again, counsel. I'm sorry.
Good morning, Your Honor. Patricia Manning for the People, P84088.
All right. And Mr. Goodman, can you hear us okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. Murphy, what are we doing on these files?
Judge, it's my understanding that Mr. Goodman has an appointment at the Forensic Center on January 31st. As Your Honor knows, he has pending cases in Frank Murphy. He went before Judge Michael Callahan yesterday. He was, his bond was reinstated with a tether. I believe Your Honor has put a 250, 10% bond on Mr. Goodman. You know, Your Honor, that I'm going to ask you to reduce that bond to something affordable.
All right, so I've got two files. One file's got that 250, 10% with a GPS tether. That would be the February 5, 2022 incident date. And then the other file, which is the misdemeanor file from May 10, 2019, he's just on a personal on that one with a GPS tether.
Right, and you know, Your Honor, that I don't represent him on the DV.
Right. But he finally does have a date for a forensic exam?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. So you just want to adjourn the PCC?
Yes, Judge. And ask for a reduction in bond.
Thank you. And Mr. Goodman, have you talked to an attorney on the domestic violence case, or are you representing yourself on that one?
I have nobody to represent me. I think it was Langford or something was supposed to be my attorney. I'm not sure how it went south.
Okay. All right, counsel, go ahead and make your bond argument. But before you do, just so we're all on the same page, my notes say it's 25,000, 10%, no contact with complaining victim, and GPS tether. Is that your understanding?
So Judge, I thought it was 250,000, 10%,
I don't know
25,000.
what I just said, but
Oh,
my file says 250, well, yeah, 250,000, 10%, correct.
so Judge, I mean, obviously that's unaffordable. Mr. Goodman is not a man of,
Who could have guessed that just by looking at this guy's face, I'd bet he's got maybe $2 and a Tootsie Roll stashed in his piggy bank. And honestly, it's no surprise that public defenders want nothing to do with him. Public defenders are required by law to represent those who can't afford an attorney, but even they can turn down a case if there's a conflict of interest or if the client is impossible to work with. So when even court-appointed lawyers are backing out, you know this guy's a disaster. And let's not forget, this isn't some simple traffic violation. He's facing serious domestic violence charges for beating his partner. That's a real crime with real consequences, and no amount of legal loopholes or nonsense is going to get him off the hook. It really shows the kind of person he is. Let's dive deeper.
and his significant other just acquired new housing, Your Honor. They have a baby. Mr. Goodman needs to be there to assist with childcare responsibilities because both of them were working before Mr. Goodman was taken into custody. I know we've had some issues, Your Honor, with appearing in court. Mr. Goodman has had transportation issues with respect to getting to the forensic center, and that was his issue, Judge. The tether violation was simply a malfunction of equipment. So I would ask Your Honor to, and since they do not have means, Your Honor, I would ask Your Honor to reduce I'm asking Your Honor for a personal with the tether.
Response.
Um,
And counsel, you don't have to jump up to talk to me. I know it's instinctive, but it's okay if you don't.
Thank you, Your Honor. It is instinctive. Your Honor, in this case, he is before us for a misdemeanor DV. I understand he does have some pending felonies. I understand he's on a GPS tether for the felonies. I believe at this time, the most important thing is that he remain on, or that if he is released, he remains on a GPS tether. So in this case, I would not object to a personal bond.
All right. Ms. Murphy, unfortunately, this is one of those situations where I don't care what the parties think, because I've got a long history. This building's got a long history with Mr. Goodman not showing up in court. So I set the bond for that reason. I'm keeping the bond as it is for that.
I've got to say, I absolutely love Judge Oakley. You can just tell he's a stand-up guy who doesn't let a shred of nonsense fly in his courtroom. Even when both sides were ready to let this guy off the hook, Judge Oakley stepped in and said, "Not today." He saw right through it and served up a serious dose of accountability. And honestly, that's exactly what we need more of from judges. He doesn't just go with the flow. He does what's right. What did you all think of that case? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I thought it was spot on. Watching Judge Oakley lay it down is always a highlight. But don't go anywhere, because now we're shifting over to Judge Boyd's courtroom, and things are about to heat up fast. This young defendant thinks it's smart to talk back to the judge, trying to act tough and show off. Spoiler alert, it's not going to end well for him. Let's jump in and see how it all unfolds.
Sorry, what?
I really don't got an excuse, but I got insomnia.
He overslept, Judge. That's what he's saying.
All right. So here's the thing. You need to be on time for court. Otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? Whether you're 20 or 18, guess what? We'll make sure that you come on time. If you're not on time, we'll know where you are. You know how we'll know that?
Got my address.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, y'all got my address.
No, because you'll be in Orange and we'll bring you over from the jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
In school?
Yes.
10th grade.
All right. Why did you only go to the 10th grade?
I dropped out.
Why?
because there was like a lot of drama.
All right, so let me explain to you about drama. Drama is you coming before the court and not addressing the court properly. Drama is using slang and not proper English coming before the court. So my advice is you probably want to get your GED so that you can get a job, because now it is hard to get good employment without at least a high school diploma. And even if you have a high school diploma, it's still hard. Guess what? People who go to college, and I'm not talking to people who go to college and they're getting a degree in philosophy, finding a job. I mean, people who are going to college, getting a degree in engineering, biology, they're all having a hard time finding employment. So you come along and you don't even have a 10th grade education and you're trying to get employment, it does not look good. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed?
I was employed.
So that's a no, right? You're not working?
No, ma'am.
So that means that your mom or somebody is supporting you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you come back here on the 27th, you're going to come on time and you're going to address the court properly. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We have an excuse?
Yes. Once you sign.
I had to include that last clip because, let's be real, it was wild. The way that guy was talking to the judge like they were just hanging out at a bar, absolutely unreal. You can't walk into a courtroom and treat it like some casual hangout with your buddies. It just doesn't work like that. But what I really want to focus on is that previous sovereign citizen case. You know the one. This guy shows up screaming on Zoom during his first court appearance. I mean, come on. That's got to be one of the most ridiculous things I've seen in a long time. Court is still court, even when it's online. You can't just yell your way through it like it's a Facebook live stream. Honestly, I'm starting to think these sovereign citizens should be forced to appear in person. It's way easier to act tough and chaotic from behind a screen. But standing in front of a judge, that's a whole different energy. Maybe then they'd think twice before pulling all that nonsense. Now, here's the bigger issue. I feel like some judges are starting to go soft. Look, I'm all for fairness, but there's a fine line between being fair and being a pushover. These sovereign citizens aren't showing up to court to cooperate. They're there to waste time, dodge accountability, and stir up chaos. At some point, judges need to stop giving them room to perform and start shutting it down fast. That said, Judge Oakley? He handled that first hearing like a pro. Personally, I think he was more than fair, probably more patient than most would have been. Anyway, enough of my rant. I really want to hear what you think. Was Judge Oakley fair? Should these sovereign citizens be forced to appear in person? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all and love hearing your takes. And if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I post every single day, so there's always something new coming. Thanks again for watching, and take care out there.